Before we discuss that, do you remember one of the most commented couple of words about this video?
No, go on.
It was the no-brainer.
I must have said no-brainer so many times.
How much commission do you make on an average a month?
So commission-wise, I'll tell you my best month commission-wise, and it's just gone up and up since then. Don't get me wrong, you do have some months that balance, that drop back down.
It's a roller coaster ride.
That is an absolute disheartener, especially when you've had a really, really good month and then the next month's like less than half of what that is. You're like, what is going on?
The reason why I asked is because I remember you shared a funny video right now. I think it last week or a couple of days ago in our Star Creators group when you were trying to say something and you had like multiple takes and you weren't able to get the correct words out.
The bass notes are moke and the bass notes are oak moss and...
Welcome to the Talkcast, guys, a show where you come to get inspired with success stories of brands and creators on TikTok and live with a mission to create your own success journey. If you're joining in for the first time, I'm your host, Saj. And today with me, I have Dean, who goes with the profile name Dean's Deals on TikTok. So first of all, Dean, I really appreciate you taking time to join us and share your journey today. And how are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm not too bad, thank you. Thank you for having me on. Really appreciate it.
Pleasures, man. Thank you so much for joining us. So without further ado, let's start with one of the most basic questions that I usually start with when we do this podcast. How did you basically, first of all, come to know about TikTok Shop, and what was your life before TikTok or TikTok Shop as a whole?
So life in general. So I was in the military. I was in the British Army, done 14 years in the British Army. Unfortunately, that did come to an end with mental health issues. PTSD and anxiety. And whilst I was off from the military, it was a case of I signed up to a TikTok account in this September. And I then saw a lot of videos going about of TikTok Shop. And I thought, well, if I can get to 1,000 followers, let's give it a go. And from that point, it's been absolutely amazing.
Right. So you actually, because I've obviously personally gone through some of your oldest video as much as I could, scroll. And that's why I thought I would ask you your history before that, because I know the content that you started creating before the TikTok Shop was about this mental awareness and something related to that. So did you actually, because you just said that, did you actually start creating that content just to reach that 1,000 followers? Or was that the content you were already creating and then you came across the TikTok Shop kind of videos?
So it was something that was helping me really just to talk about my own, I suppose, issues and problems that I was having in the past. And it just grew a following, because so many people can relate to it. So many people can relate to having, down days and stuff like that. And I was just being completely honest, I did suffer. I suffered massively and I suffered in silence for years. So it was a case of, the first video I'd done about mental health was so difficult to do just because it was the first time that I was really opening up. And I mean, on a platform like TikTok, you're opening up to the world, aren't you? So, yeah, from that point, it grew a bit of a following. And then I started doing lives. So we started doing lives. There was me and two others that started doing lives on Thursday evening, just mainly to talk about mental health. And we had so many people coming back each week. And then I got into TikTok Shop and well, you know what it's like. It can be very time consuming, that's for sure.
Right. No, it's definitely inspirational. And I think kudos to you that actually you came in, front of the camera and you shared that, because I'm sure, like you said, the reason why you had a lot of people joining in, because a lot of people have same issues going on at the same time, but they might not want to be the voice to come out and do that. But when they see someone else like you coming and doing it, it becomes like your small tribe, of people going through the same situation in life. So I think it's really, really good that you gave it a go. So when exactly was this when you started creating TikTok Shop video? Like what year did you
so
come
TikTok
across?
Shop was the start of last year.
Okay, so it's been just like almost like 12 to 18 months.
Yeah, around that sort of figure.
Right.
but like I say, it's absolutely phenomenal. It's personally changed my life. I've met some people that in person I've probably met them 2 or 3 times, but we speak daily. It is like a community like no other.
Absolutely. No, I can vouch for that. And I remember you were once in Luke's setup as well, while he was trying to, help you get, like to that 10,000 followers
Yeah,
as well. And I was like, I've not seen any videos about you being with him before, but maybe you met at the, the TikTok event,
yeah.
and that,
We met at one of the events, and
yeah.
we just got chatting, and yeah, absolutely.
And he's such a great
Yeah,
guy. I mean, he will just basically try and push his own followers for other creators as well. Even though he's like a big creator, he doesn't like keep everything to himself. Like, he'll share the resources and everything. He always does that, like for small businesses and everything. So it's quite inspiring what Luke has done, for
oh, without a
um,
doubt, without a doubt.
absolutely. Okay, so just rewinding a little bit back to the same scenario. So you started doing TikTok Shop. I mean, how long did it take for you to see kind of any kind of early success, whether it's like the first sale, time frame, anything like? Because I'm sure when you start, obviously there's no way you're getting free samples. You're investing your own money, even though I think it's
Yeah,
probably the lowest cost barrier to entry this business or this ecosystem. But I'm sure it would have taken a little bit time. So can you share a little bit of your early stages? How long it took for you to start making sales? How long did it take for you to have like your first viral videos? A little bit of in your early
yeah,
stages, if you can share
yeah,
something.
yeah. So basically, I just bought one product. It was actually bee pollen that I purchased. And what I'd done was I posted 2 or 3 videos of the bee pollen every single day. And I carried on doing that for a 60-day period. And I thought, well, if
Oh,
I carry on posting, at some point a sale will come. And I think it took about 2 weeks for the first sale to come in. But now knowing TikTok, I would change that method, and I would do a variety of products. But I only made one purchase, and that was the bee pollen. I think it cost me £19.99. Like I say, 2 or 3 videos per day, and I just done that consecutively for around 60 days. Um, and as I got my first sale, that's where sales started to come in then. So I suppose it gives you that relief. It's a bit of it works. It works. So keep doing what works, whether that is looking at the video that is creating sales and you're seeing the mannerisms that you're doing it, the techniques, whether it's faceless or face. And I just carried on doing the same sort of pattern that was working, and then sales carried on coming in. And then, like you
lovely.
say, you then get the free samples that are available. And from that point, you get the free samples. Then I'm posting about bee pollen, and I'm also posting the free sample that I received.
That's great to hear. So, was there any particular course method or something that you were following to go via that particular method? I'm just keen, like, why and what made you kind of think about, okay, I'm just going to get one product and I'm going to post like for 30 or 60 days or like 3 times a day. Was there any rationale behind that? Or was it just like, okay, I'm going to start with the lowest, like the money I can spend on these and see if the proof, the concept works or not?
Yeah. So originally it was down to a little bit down to cost. So in terms of, right, okay, I don't want to spend too much money. So I thought, well, £20 just to see how it sort of goes. And after that, it was more so changing my video style to what works. So I didn't just stick to the same video style. In the first 2 weeks, I must have done 3, 4, or 5 different video styles to see which one works. And I mean, doing 2 or 3 videos per day allowed me to do maybe 3 videos or 4 videos on each style. And once I started making sales, I continuously used that style until sales dropped off, and then I carried on with the others. So you start creating sales, and it gives you that boost of energy. So instead of doing 3 videos a day, I started then doing 4 or 5, thinking I want to have more sales.
Yeah, that's it's such a common story with I think a lot of us. Like obviously, you get into some kind of side hustle, you give it a try. Obviously, initially first few days, sometimes you're just checking the phone constantly, whether it's like shoppable video, non-shoppable videos. You are checking the views,
Yeah.
you are checking the comments. Sometimes it's disheartening and everything. But once that first sale comes in, even if it's a 50p commission, then it just suddenly, puts that zest put back
It-
into you. And now you think, okay, no, it definitely works. Maybe it's only a 50p, but at least you know that the concept works now. And even you can do it. You get that, confidence back in you, even if you have not had any sale, like you said, for the first 2 weeks, nothing happened. But then suddenly maybe a couple of sales came in and you think, okay, this is something, I'm onto something.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
So I'm curious to know, obviously you wanted to start something, obviously to make money, right? But
Yeah.
as you were transitioning, you left the British Army. Was there any other like full-time or part-time jobs you were doing, or were you completely like starting on scratch with just this one?
I was pretty much starting scratch with this one. So a bit of my background. So I've got, I'm married. I have three kids. One of my children has autism. So it's quite difficult for him being overwhelmed, getting into school and stuff like that. So I was looking for work that was gonna prioritize him. So it was like I needed to try and find work that would be from home. I needed to find work that would fit around him. And when this come up, I just thought, if I can make this happen, if I can make this work, I can fit around family time. I can fit around everything that needs to be done for him, as well as my other kids, around my wife's commitments as well. And I'm just so thankful I did. Like, I genuinely am so thankful. There's not a job that I've loved as much as this. And I love the military, but this is just every day. It is different. I know people say, well, you're only creating videos, but it's not. There's so much more into it. You're researching products. You're looking at the reviews on them products. You're trying to bring the best products to your videos for the people. And that's what I find. Like,
Yeah, I think absolutely agree with you. A lot of people think it's just creating videos, but to be honest, it's actually running the entire business. And just like any other bootstrap business, when you start, whether it's physical products or service-based business, you are probably the kind of the in-house accountant. You are the admin. And I mean, because it's more like production, I mean, you are the production guy, you are the director, you
doing
are the script
everything.
writer, you are the actor, you're wearing so many different hats. And especially, when you're doing something as a side gig, it's a little bit different. But when you are doing it as, and the reason why I asked is because, obviously, I think for you, just like me as well, I left the, the other business completely when I hopped onto this one. You have that pressure, right? That you have to earn that minimum threshold. I mean, anything about that is obviously all bells and whistles, but yeah, you always have that a little bit of, stress in mind that you have to make a little bit money. Otherwise, you could literally, go into that debt spiral very quickly, especially in UK. Our feasible incomes, like, after the expense and everything compared to some other Western countries is not much. Like we don't have that much difference in the earnings and what we, make compared to like say US and everywhere. I think where there's a lot of gap. So even if someone has been earning for a few years, they might have much more savings percentage compared to the UK.
Yeah.
So I'm sure I was just trying to understand how did you actually cope up with the first few months. So and which is why I think I think probably you could answer this best is, so how long did it take for you to kind of maybe not replicate your same income as what you were making, because I'm not going to ask how much you were making, but at least making like a sustainable income when you are where you are covering your cost? I mean, how long did it take for you from the start till the end?
I would probably say to make a comfortable income that was, making a decent contribution to the household as such, because my wife has a really good job already, which, to be fair, really proud of her, absolutely fantastic. And if it wasn't for her income, it may not have given me the opportunity to start afresh as such. But I'd probably say 4 or 5 months before it was at a stable, decent income. And it's just gone up and up since then. Don't get me wrong, you do have some months that balance, that drop back down.
It's a
And that
roller
is,
coaster ride.
that is an absolute disheartener, especially when you've had a really, really good month and then the next month's like less than half of what that is. You're like, what is going on?
Exactly. And because I was in like e-com business as well, whenever you had these like Black Friday events like November and December, like I used to tell my colleagues, I'm not really too excited about this. Yes, we got this big jump, but the coming months are going to be terrible.
Yeah.
So it actually evens out in a way, right? If there was no Black Friday and these like big events, we would have like a smooth month, like month on month.
Yeah.
But then you have this like big spike, which kind of, it ignites that spark in you. And then January, February, you are like tumbling down from that slope again. So I get what you mean. But I think with the creator industry, I think it's a bit more up and down compared to what you would obviously if you are working as a salaried employee. That doesn't happen. Maybe if you're on a bonus or something, that could go up and down, but your base salary remains the same. Whereas here, it's no salary. You're on your own.
Without a doubt, you are on your own.
You said it took about 5 months to kind of get to a level where it was, like a sustainable income coming in and out. How long did it take for you to have that like first viral video?
I would probably say it was probably between 6 and 7 months. I vaguely remember. So I think I would have maybe got to a more sustainable income earlier if I didn't focus on the one product for the 60 days. If I would have straight away started with multiple products straight away, I think it would have been quicker to get to a sustainable income. But you're probably talking about 6 or 7 months. One of my videos went viral, I would probably say. But that although that one went viral, you still have some videos that are like semi-viral as they call them. Hitting 100,000 views, 200,000 views. And if you get a few of them doing that, the income's lovely.
His income's lovely. Guys, when you actually start doing TikTok Shop, you will understand what we are trying to say, because it's a balance out. Some videos would go completely viral. Some would, go semi-virals, like you said. And the ones that you don't think go viral as well, they're still chipping in like every bits and pieces a day.
Yeah.
So it adds up into like a big pool. But obviously, these are like digital assets. So some will, outpay the others. Someone will be like mid-range. But the amount of time and effort you put in and the money you put in, it's definitely worth keep trying.
I've seen with some videos where they go like semi-viral, so you start getting some good sales from it, and then it sort of dies off. But then a month or two later, the same video takes off again.
Yeah, it does happen quite a lot. Especially, I think it may be the time of the year that product is becoming, like more trendy, like say spring clean. So last year's videos you might see coming this, like March, April, May time area, where yes, the new videos obviously get more pushed out by the algorithm, but I think some of the old good videos will get pushed out as well, because they will start circling when people are searching based on the keywords and everything as well. So I agree what you're saying. Suddenly you might see some spike on some videos. Obviously, though, I think the way TikTok algorithm works is I think it always wants like new videos, but every old video you have still serves as a digital asset, I think for a year at least.
Yeah.
It brings in some sales. I won't say it has the same intensity of making sales, but it's good to know that it doesn't like completely die out. Sometimes you do get a little bit coming in. The next one I wanted to ask you is about your viral videos, since we were just talking about that. So the one I pulled out was your PlayStation video. So let's just quickly watch that and then we'll talk about it. Bear with me. Let me just quickly share the screen.
I'm impressed with this. This is the PlayStation cooling station. It is absolutely brilliant. It comes with the lights at the bottom as well. It has multiple different colours, which is absolutely fantastic, especially for when it's nighttime and it's all glowing up. So this is where you can stick the controller and it will start charging for you. It's a charging point as well. Absolute no-brainer. This is an addition. It can also put, a long lead where you can play from a distance and still charge your controller. It's a no-brainer. There you go. You've even got the remote holder. Stick the remote straight in there. Bosh. Have a look at that, guys. That's bloody brilliant, isn't it? And that's where the cooling bit is. No-brainer. My boy's going to be well impressed with this. This is the...
Before we discuss that, do you remember one of the most commented couple of words about this video?
No, go on.
It was the no-brainer.
I must have said no-brainer so many times.
Yes. Sorry. And I was going through the comment section as I could scroll. and like every third comment is about no-brainer. And you know, don't get me wrong. I mean, the video is really good, obviously, because you're demonstrating and you had a PlayStation. In fact, I did buy one of these samples, but I didn't even have a PlayStation to show.
Oh,
But
no.
I'm sure that no-brainer people commenting that definitely had a part to play in this viral
Without
video.
a doubt. It would have helped boost that algorithm, get it out there a little bit further, which I'm happy
Exactly.
with. It's a no-brainer.
It's a no-brainer. So was this your first viral video, if you remember?
I'm not. No, I don't think it was the first one. I don't think it was the
Oh.
first one. I believe the first one was the tire pressure. I believe.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I'd have to look back.
Yeah, but I think this was probably like one of your first. I remember your tire pressure one as well. That one, I think that was about 4 or 5 million. This one was about 6 million something. So both of them have gone in millions. So
Yeah.
what do you think made this video viral apart from the no-brainer comment?
I think, like what you said, I think it's the demonstrating the possibilities of what it does. And I think with the PlayStation and the time of year that I posted it, I think maybe people were starting getting orders in for Christmas, for birthdays, whatever that may be. But some people now, they start shopping for Christmas at around August, maybe sometimes earlier. So it's I think it
Very
just
early
hit.
nowadays.
I think it just hit at the right point.
And at that time, were you always doing this kind of like point of view type of videos, or were you doing like face up videos as well in those days?
Yeah, I was doing a mixture of the both.
Okay, so you were actually doing everything. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this had like a huge engagement. I mean, I'm just trying to see. It's like 22,000 likes, almost 700 comments, like 4,800 shares. And I'm just trying to think. I think yes, it is about the end of June when you kind of released it. And
Yeah.
I know a lot of people might be thinking, why are we saying that people start buying Christmas gifts early? But yes, in the last few years, especially like the last 4 or 5 years, I've noticed that as well. People do start buying early because they've seen some of the popular items going out of stock and then being marked up by resellers and everything. So
Yeah.
I think that could have contributed. And I think it was a very good price point and a pain point as well for gamers, I'm assuming, because of the heat, the PlayStation and mix
Yeah.
and everything as
Yeah.
well. Do you remember how much GMV you probably generated from this? Or how many units you probably sold? Any idea?
Unit wise was nearly 10,000, I believe. It may have
What?
even been more. It may have even been more. I
10,000.
remember it was every single day I was just waking up and there was like 50 sales already. It was just relentless. But to boost that algorithm and to carry it on, I just carried on creating videos about the product. I just went into more depth. I showed the PlayStation being played and what is keeping my PlayStation cool. This is what's keeping it cool. And how am I charging my other remote? I'm using this point here. And I just carried on. And they were then producing sales from them videos as well.
That's actually excellent tips, like especially when you have a video going viral, bank on that and try and, put out more videos. Did you also try to like put out videos by replying to like comments, and did you see like more tractions on them, which we
100%. 100%. Sometimes the best video responses and video replies are on the trolls. The ones that absolutely give you grief and say, it's not a real job, it's this, that, and the other. They're the ones to get the video responses.
Yeah, definitely. Negativity definitely sells on all social media. So if you are an aspiring content creator, definitely look out for those, because those you might have your first viral video coming out of a troll or while you're responding to one of the trolls. So never, delete them. I mean, I'm not saying, engage in like keyboard war and everything, but use that opportunity to kind of put up your point of view as well. And I think a lot of people would appreciate. I mean, there are, two sides, but there will be enough people on your side, kind of putting a stamp that, what you're saying is right. So I think that was a good opportunity. And like you said, if someone is a a beginner content creator, always keep that in mind. Like, because I've seen a lot of big creators, like you said, you have had success, have always made use of response videos on the comments on already viral videos, or they would just go in and put in like another 5, 10, 15 videos on a constant basis when one original video is going viral, because it is that spiral effect. For somehow, I don't know how algorithm does it. No one knows, but it always works out in your favor when one product is going viral. And I think this product wasn't even expensive, right? It was only about a 10 or 15, 20 pounds.
Yeah, I believe it was $15.99 original price. And every now and again they would just drop a sale in. So the moment they'd done that, I created another video, built up the hype around the video to say this has sold this many items at the moment. Now it's on a sale. Get it whilst you can for even cheaper.
Absolutely. I mean, 10,000 units out of one video is like insane, right?
It's insane.
And I personally think you could have actually made more sale if at the same time the Xbox version was available, because that was the number 2 ask question on your comment section. Can you get this for Xbox? Can you get this for Xbox? And you were responding, not yet, not yet.
I know, I know. I was fuming.
I mean, imagine like, if the Xbox version was available, that would have like taken this into like 15 to 20,000 units. But, nonetheless, I mean, 10,000 units out of one video is insane. And we're not saying every video is going to make that kind of sale, guys. But this is the beauty about being a content creator. Even you wouldn't know which videos are going to go viral. And I don't know if you have noticed this, Dean. Sometimes it's the one where you have put the least effort gets the most viral video. I don't know. Have you ever noticed that?
I've currently got one going at the moment where it must be about 17 seconds long, and I show the products. They are good products, don't get me wrong, but it's not very engaging, I would say. Personally, I get the products, say how good the products are, and at the moment they are flying. I think that video is on nearly 700,000 views at the moment.
Wow.
And I mean,
that is insane.
Yeah.
So was this video also like one of the most units sold video that we talked about right now? Or have there been like obviously the tire pressure was kind of equally viral as well. So I'm kind of keen to know, was this one, the one I showed, was that the most viral? Not like the views wise, but like the number of units wise.
Yeah, I would say so.
This one has been.
Yeah. In terms of commission wise, I wouldn't say that's the most, which, if people don't know, obviously, depending on what the product is, depending on what the percentage of the commission is, you may get 50p for 1 unit of one product, but you may get £20 for commission for a different product. And that is, for me personally, my biggest earner is from a high ticket product.
High ticket item. Yeah, that's definitely understandable. So the next question I wanted to ask you is, like, on an average, like, how much time do you spend on like each video? Like, do you plan out scripts, or you just kind of go through some of the existing videos on on a product, and then you just make up the script while you are saying something or while you're holding the product? Like, what's your turnaround time, and what's your normal procedure? Like, how do you kind of make videos?
In terms of it depends. For me personally, it depends on what product it is. If it's food or drink, I just do it off the cuff. I will just grab the product and just do it. If it's tech, if it's sports equipment, anything like that, I will actually write a script and either follow that script by voicing it whilst doing whatever it is, or what I will do is create the video and then do a voiceover over the video.
Right.
But this is what I think it works for me personally, because I chop and change between the video techniques that I use. Some people are very direct and they do a certain video and that is all they do. And it sometimes works for some people and it sometimes doesn't work. But the moment you start getting videos that are not working, you need to plan and adjust. Personally, that's what I think.
The reason why I asked is because I remember you shared a funny video right now I think in last week or a couple of days ago in our Star Creators group, when you were trying to say something and you had like multiple takes and you weren't able to get the correct words out, which I'll try to, when I edit this video, because I obviously don't have access to it right now. But when I edit this video, guys, I will definitely upload that smaller clip.
It's
So
amazing.
it's amazing, right? You have to kind of keep going through, like the same words doesn't come out of your mouth straight away, irrespective of how much you have scripted, right?
Yeah, that is right. Sometimes it just doesn't go as planned. It doesn't go as planned. But
Right.
the fortunate thing is you can edit it out. What I need to start doing is editing out all them outtakes, put them into one video, and let people have a weekly laugh on my behalf.
Yeah, just like a blooper series or something. I think it's really good.
Yeah.
Another thing I've noticed is you said that you did go live before you started going the TikTok shop, so you don't have like discussions. Obviously, you're not afraid being in front of the camera. That goes without saying, even when you're live. But I haven't seen you doing, maybe once or twice I've seen you, but I can't recollect. Like you don't really do much of the TikTok shop lives. Is there a reason for that? You don't like it, or you tried it and it didn't have like successful days? What exactly is your take on that?
So for me personally, it's the way I sort of saw it. Like I might as well tell you, I am looking at starting to do lives. So
Excellent.
there we go. Public announcement.
That's good.
However,
always good.
I have done, like you say, I've probably done a maximum of five shoppable lives. And for me, I've done maybe 2 3-hour lives. And the GMV that I got from them lives, I know it's a process, and I understand you have to stick with it. But for me, I was doing them 2 or 3 hours. I found that it wasn't beneficial in terms of the GMV, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it definitely makes. In fact, when I started in January last year,
Yeah.
I started straight away with live. So I didn't even have any videos posted, to be honest, like apart from 3 or 4. And so at that time, I used to get only like 5-7 people in there to watch me for the
Yeah.
entire January, February, and I think up till March as well. Now, because you have never seen or done anything, or you have never made money much out of videos as well, I thought that even that 30 is huge. So for me at that time, there were not that many resources out there, where you are listening to podcasts and everything as well.
Yeah.
So I thought even that 30 is good. So that's what kind of kept me. But you are completely right. I think from what I'm learning from a lot of star creators is as well, whether they did live stream in past or not, apart from someone like Shaz and if you like Phil and everyone, like we were all like mainly live creators, right? I think a lot of people shy off is because they think that they can put the same amount of time and probably get more videos out of it, which has the potential of, say, reaching millions as well. Whereas a live stream will only reach like, say, 10,000, 5,000, depending on how many hours you have been there. And then once the live is done, you're done. I mean, yes, you can
That's what
strip
I've
out
found.
videos.
That's what I've found. I sort of looked back and thought, well, I've just done 3 hours on that live, and it wasn't great. And I know it's a process. I know I need to stick with it if I want to continue doing, for me, I just felt that I could push out 5-10 videos. If they're short and sharp videos, I can create X amount of videos and get them out there and get more exposure from them and get a better GMV just from doing my videos. And that's what I found.
Yeah, definitely makes sense. And I think based on your situations, like you said, you want to try and give as much time for your son as well.
Yeah.
With a video, you can switch on and off, but with a live stream, you cannot keep doing that in between in case you need. So I think with your like personal situation, I think videos do make a little bit more sense. The reason why I always ask about live stream, whether someone does that or not, is because I'm sure you were in that. Unfortunately, I couldn't attend that event, but where last year, just before the Christmas period, TikTok did the event, where I believe like 90% of what they were pushing was like go live. This is the way forward.
Yeah.
So I'm just curious why and what do you think is the future of live? Why do you think TikTok was trying to push a lot of creators to do live? And I think they probably know it's mainly most of the star creators who don't do much lives.
Yeah, I think I do think in terms of shopping, I do think lives are the way forward. I mean, the amount of people that go onto other platforms, look through all the products. Imagine having someone essentially just through a phone or a laptop, and they are talking to you. They are telling you the product. They're giving you all the details about the product. It is definitely the way of selling for the future. And that is why I'm jumping on board, because I don't want to miss this ship.
No, 100%. I would definitely say go forward with it, even if you're keeping it like 90-10, 80-20,
Yeah.
whatever you are comfortable with. Because when the time is right, it will be easier for you to switch over to like 50-50 as well in case the need arises. Whereas when you haven't done it at that point in time, when you have done like really big sales, with shoppable videos, no matter how much people say, but you lose that motivation to then start small.
Yeah.
But if you have been building it up slowly, it
Yeah.
makes it easier to transition. So I would definitely say, and for someone who's, I think I'm probably one of the weirdest creator probably TikTok would have ever had, at least that I can know of us, who was doing 95% live and 5% videos. That's how I've been.
Wow.
So
Wow.
the difficulty I had is if I switch off my live stream, like the revenue would drop down like 80 to 90% as a minimum.
Yeah.
Which is why if I look at my, the 11 months that I did, like TikTok shop, like constantly, you would see like big spikes. So like say 1 month, starting month, I would do 3,000, 7,000, in GM, in the commission. And then suddenly 1 month, I haven't done any live stream or maybe just done couple, it drops to like 3,000. So you see that huge gap. So I would say, do a bit of mix of that. Obviously, shoppable videos have the more traction, but I would say, just like you said, whether that becomes or not is another story in UK. But I think live shopping has a huge uptick in future, just like you said. And if TikTok is sharing that based on the data they have from China and other places, I'm sure we should definitely trust their instinct as well.
Without a doubt.
Because the platform definitely knows much more about it, I guess.
It's creating more of a community feel as well. That's what I believe anyway. If you're doing lives, people are really seeing you for you. With videos, because you are creating these videos to show products and give the best deals, but sometimes people aren't really seeing you as a person. They're seeing you as someone trying to sell. Whereas with the lives, you can be a bit more engaging with your audience.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, especially, it's just like you said, if you are building yourself as a brand, not just to do a TikTok shop. Because I was like, I just uploaded a clip from Tariq, Life of Mr. T, the other day.
Yeah.
And he was saying because of the more success he had with Morphy Richards and everything, a lot of brands off TikTok reached out to him as well. Now, I know he doesn't do much lives, but I'm just kind of giving it that when you are the face, you will get more opportunity on and off platform as well. And I think live stream will give you a little bit of edge because that people know you. I had so many, viewers on my live streams regularly who just come in. Obviously, they're not buying, and because I did almost similar products every day, like phones and tablets, obviously they're not buying phones and tablets every day, right? But they will come in, they will chat with you. And in between, sometimes when there's like viewers dropping and everything, they are the people who will carry on the conversation and everything. So you can really create a good tribe, out of live stream. So I would definitely look forward to some more lives. We are hoping you will start soon.
Come and support me.
100% we will. 100% we will. But yeah, you have to definitely do at least one live a week, and then we'll definitely come and support you for sure.
Okay, that sounds good. That's
reasonable.
That's a deal.
Okay, that's a good deal. Okay, are you currently with any agencies? If you are, what do you think are the pros and cons of having an agency as a creator?
Yeah, so I'm currently with an agency. Yeah, I really think it's a positive for me. For me personally, I think it's a massive positive. The opportunities to get free samples, to engage with other people with the same ideas and concepts of what they want to achieve. You can bounce off each other ideas. I think is a really good idea. Yeah, so I was with an agency before, and they took a commission. They took a percentage of the commission. So there are some negatives to agencies, but the agency that I'm currently with, I'm very happy with. Very impressed with what they offer. and I will be with them for the foreseeable, without a
Right.
doubt.
So, if you don't mind me asking, are you with Influ right now?
I am with Influ, yeah.
Because I thought because you were quite close to Luke, like you had a conversation, so I was assuming. So can I ask, like, for someone obviously who's not joined a agency, or someone who's a new creator, or is he, like already doing quite good, but they have never been with agency. So do they? What else do they provide? Like, I mean, because every agency has a very different set of format, and the way they work. Like, do they have any kind of like webinars? Do they look at your videos? Do they give you any kind of feedback?
Yeah.
Or is it just mainly more because I think a lot of people just join just for samples as well, which is nothing wrong.
Yeah.
And like, do they have like special links where you get like extra commission because they all the agencies, especially like the GS items, like the overseas items, they work out like special percentage for their own. So maybe if you could shed some.
Yeah. So depending on some items they may be a higher commission. You may find that if a video is doing well, whether it's a spotlight product, they may be able to put some traffic behind that video to get more engagement with the video, so you get more views, potentially more sales. They will, if it depends how much you engage, you need to do your work as well as the agency doing theirs. It is a two-way street, and this is the thing. A lot of people may join an agency and sit back and just expect all the rewards. You need to be approaching your agency and saying, what are the best products currently out? What's the best products that you think are coming that you can send to me so I can get some decent videos out? Can you increase the commission if I start making more sales? Is there an opportunity for that? But yeah, you have to engage. You have to engage with the agency, and the agency will work hard for you.
There's definitely no spoon feeding happening here. Like
yeah,
you said,
100%. You've got to go and earn it. You've got to go get it.
I think you really, really put it in, like a appropriate word saying is like a lot of people join agency and like the people I've seen complaining like nothing happened and everything. They've just basically sat back thinking, agency is going to do everything. I mean, they manage thousands of creators. Yes, there will be some, resources initiated by them. But I think the most people who have got success out of being a part of agencies who have proactively reached out, oh, can you see if you can get me a sample on this one? Can you get me a special, commission on this, right? So if you proactively work with your agency, you will get more value out of it rather than just having that laid back approach, like let them do their bit. And if something comes in, well and good, because I'm not paying anything.
Yeah.
So you're absolutely right there.
It's about building a relationship at the end of the day. If
100%.
like you say, if you join an agency, sit back and just sit on the free samples that you're going to receive. What's the point?
Yeah, I mean, it's
out
a
there.
very short thinking. Yeah, it's just a short thinking, I guess. You have to think about the big picture rather than just thinking about free samples, I believe.
You need to focus on it being a business rather than it just being a side hustle. If you want to make TikTok Shop work, you have to look at it as a business. You need to be going in, and it's a Monday morning, you're going in and you are working from whether it's 8 till 4, creating videos. You get them all in your drafts. You're getting yourself set up for the week that if you are sick on Tuesday, you've got a kid's school play that you have to go to on the Wednesday. Guess what? I've got stuff in my drafts and I'm still posting. I'm still earning.
Wise words.
Yeah, you've got to treat it
Wise
as a
words,
business.
man. Couldn't agree more with you. Now, another part of being a creator, not just on TikTok Shop, but in general as well, is dealing with trolls, which we touched upon a little bit early on. So how did you deal with that, or how do you deal with that on a regular basis? Because I'm sure not everyone has developed that thick skin to start with when they show their face, especially.
Yeah.
So what's your take on that? Like, how do you deal with that?
So honestly, to start with, it knocks you back. It knocks you back. When you start getting negative comments, it knocks you back, especially the ones that are like, look at you with your 10p commission, look at you not having a real job, this, that, and the other. And sometimes you can sit there and you can question yourself, especially in the early stages. But after a while, you think, if only they knew.
Only the
If only they knew.
And I think this is like one of the two common things, right? Get a real job and selling out for 10p or something.
Yeah, honestly, it's like, oh, come on, guys. If only, if only you knew. And it's not just the financial side of things. If only they knew, like, how engaging, like, we are as individuals, how we are speaking to agencies, how we are, especially me, looking for UGC work, looking at brands, talking to brands daily, looking at products, making sure that, the people are getting the right products, looking at the reviews, making sure that that one negative review isn't detrimental to you advertising that product. Like, there's so much to it. And people don't see that. Some people, there may be creators out there that don't go into this much depth. However, I've got ADHD and I like to make sure that things are going down good.
No, I understand. And I think it's an amazing journey that every creator goes through. And I think as time goes by, you get a bit more comfortable with that as well. But just hopping back to something what you said UGC and brand deals.
Yeah.
So have you already or are starting to actively look for brand deals off TikTok platforms as well? And have you managed to get that? Are there any resources you can share where people can find those kind of work, or whatever you want to share, basically?
Yeah, so I've currently got 2 brand deals at the moment, which I'm really happy with. It works on a basis of I create X amount of videos and get paid X amount of money per video or as a bulk package. But there are multiple websites that you can sign up to. You can look into, Amazon influencer. You can look into Fiverr. You can look into Intense, I believe it's called. You got So Squared. There are so many platforms out there. You need to create your videos. You upload them onto the platform, and people may reach out to you. Obviously, they will look at maybe your TikTok or your Instagram or whatever to see sort of, are you backing up this evidence of your videos? But opportunities are there, like...
It's so great to hear, like, because a lot of time people think it's all about just posting TikTok shop videos. No, it is not. You could be just like Luke created his couple of brands.
Yeah.
Someone else might be doing like Tariq was doing off, TikTok shop products as well. So your videos that you did for some of the products in the past, or that the one that you're doing, are they basically for the products on TikTok, or are they off platform, but you still have to post on TikTok?
So the products that I post on TikTok are just sort of TikTok products. The ones that I do for the brands either go onto the main page of the brands or they go onto platforms outside of the brand.
Okay, so again, it's off platform as well. So that shows you there's so many opportunities once you master the art of just telling the storytelling and, creating product videos, that you will get lots of opportunities, not just on this platform, but a lot of other platforms, and just creating UGC kind of videos for the brand itself so they can use it on their socials.
Yeah.
It's great to hear that you have like multiple ways to grow once you got the hang of making videos and storytelling.
I think one of my biggest pieces of advice is a lot of people don't get into this line of work because they're scared of what other people think. Now, if you let other people put you down, you won't end up seeing your true potential if you want to go down this route. And if you are willing to expand not only from TikTok shop, and you give yourself a wider berth of being able to be open to all these opportunities, you've got an opportunity of a lifetime.
Yeah. So sky is the limit. It's just your way of thinking and how big can you think. You can have physical products, you can have collabs with other big brands. I mean, the list goes on and on. It's just basically what you want to create out of your influence and how high you want to go, just like you said. So absolutely, I couldn't agree more to that. Can I ask you one very important question?
Go
now,
on.
I know you said it's a very, very obviously inspiring journey that you have had, which allows you to be, with your son and all the things that we have discussed. How has this changed your life?
Massively. The opportunity that come about of just starting TikTok shop was probably at the lowest point of my life. I loved the military. I absolutely loved it. And to be told that I was being discharged for PTSD, anxiety, and depression, it hit me even lower. Like, I left the military and I was still down. I was still really, really low. And this opportunity come about, and just being able to talk to the camera about my personal issues and stuff like that. And now where I am now, I look back and think, if I could go back and tell the Dean of when I first started where we would be today, and the opportunities that are coming about today, the brands that are coming about today, TikTok shop that's doing well, I think I think that Dean would be proud.
Absolutely. I'm definitely sure your family, your kids and everything, I'm sure definitely they're proud as well. And it's really inspiring, from what you said, because each and every one of us go through that, up and down in life, whether it's financial, whether it's, mental health, whether it's relations. I mean, it's never like a straight line going up. It's always up and down. And it's good to see that you were able to bounce off, that, and TikTok or TikTok shop as in whole was kind of the played a part basically for you
Massively
to
played.
kind of get out of that zone. So very quickly, also for someone who's not had initial success or is having like very slow success or not had success, what is your advice to them?
My advice would be, look at the videos that look at the videos you're creating. That'll be my first point of call. My second one would be, if you are focusing on just one product, maybe focus on a couple. And then I would look at, it depends how in depth they want to go. So for me personally, I would go into depth of looking at the reviews. I'd make sure that the star rating of the shop is good. I'd look at the star rating of the actual product. But they're my pieces of advice. You need to be aware that if you are not making sales, there is a reason why you're not making sales. So whether that's your content, change it, try something new. If you're not making sales already, change it up and see if you start making sales. Like, that's my bit of advice. You need to be able to adapt and overcome if you want to make a success of it.
Well said, man. How important do you think consistency is? Now, I know for every content creation, it's always said, you need to post this many videos, even if it's a non-shoppable content I'm talking about. But when it comes to TikTok shop, how important did you think consistency played a role in you growing so fast?
Yeah, I think consistency is massive. I think the moment you stop posting and don't stay consistent, if you only post one video today and then one video tomorrow, 5 the next day. For me personally, I always post at least 5 a day now, at least. And that is on Christmas Day, that is on Boxing Day. That was because I don't, this is my work, and don't get me wrong. People say, well, what, you work on Christmas Day? No, because I've got them in the drafts. Right. You do all your build-up work before. I went on a holiday to Spain for 10 nights, built up my drafts, still posted whilst I was out there, and paid the holiday whilst in Spain for 10 days.
While in Spain.
There you go.
Absolutely
Family
amazing.
away for 10 nights and the holiday's paid by the time we get home.
What else can you ask for? I mean, it's too good to be true in some cases, I know. That's why a lot of times when some creators upload video about how good TikTok shop is, I mean, I'm not saying it's easy. Look, nothing is easy in the world. If it was easy, you're not getting paid for it. Trust me. Yeah. If someone is paying you too good to be true money, obviously it does need efforts and everything. But as I keep saying, in earlier podcasts as well, I think probably like out of my 20 years of online space, like selling physical products and everything, I think this is probably the lowest barrier to entry that I've ever seen. Like, you could literally be starting with £20, £50, and all it needs is just the effort and time. I mean, obviously you cannot, there's no shortcut to that. I mean, unfortunately, you can't just be on a beach with a laptop and, like they used to show a few years back. I mean, that's not happening. You will need to create videos, but I think there's nothing to lose is what I would say.
Yeah, nothing to lose. Nothing to lose. This could be, this could be the key to to further success, like we said previously, you know. And even if, you know, it leads to other opportunities, why not give it a go?
I'm sure, man. And I mean, the way I see this going, and the way obviously the TikTok is leading in this social space, you know, social commerce space, it is just the time. Just wait out for another 2 to 5 years, and you cannot imagine, you know, how big brands are going to approach you based on your category and niche as well. I mean, I can't wait for the next 5 years to unfold and see where this is going. I think this is going to take by storm. I mean, if someone has actually seen how social shopping works in China, the level it works, it's insane. Like if you go in the malls, you know, the physical brick and mortar stores, even though they are obviously physical shops, but they still have almost like 10 to 15 hours of one camera being live and constantly selling.
That's
It's
crazy,
insane,
isn't
because
it?
that's an additional revenue, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Like
100%.
and it's so organic as well. You got like other customers coming in while you are doing live stream. So you know, just like how these sneakers buyback video live streamers do in the US, and as well, you've seen like someone comes in to sell those sneakers, and then they buy it, they assess it and everything. It creates so much engagement. It's just natural, right? It's a much better way to sell and buy as well, I believe.
This is where TikTok Shop's going, isn't it? Hopefully.
Absolutely.
You know, hopefully. And this is the thing, to people that are not doing it now and they are scared to show their face on camera or whatever it may be. Do you want to be sat there in 5 years' time riding that wave, or would you rather sit there with regret?
Exactly. I'm sure I don't want to regret. I think a lot of times, you know, people say, are we too late? Look, well, you are not at the early stage, but you're definitely not too late, because if you look at it, most of the big brands have now started coming in, whether it's electronics, whether it's, you know, big household brands like Morphy Richards, Remington. I mean, you name it, they're all, you know, Anchor with the accessories. They've all started now coming back onto TikTok Shop. So the future is for you guys. Just basically have that leap of faith and give it a try. Just like, you know, Dean wouldn't have thought in 6 months' time it would completely change. It takes 3 to 6 months, seriously, to change your entire outlook on whether this works or not. Okay, very quickly, I mean, this was some amazing inspirational talk and journey that we have had so far. So let's just jump back to very quickly a few rapid fire style questions. It doesn't have to be one word or two, but like short answers. And there are going to be some spicy number related ones as well. So it all depends on what you are comfortable sharing. No pressure at all, but definitely drop some numbers for the intro. Okay, so the first one, how much commission do you make on an average a month on TikTok Shop? It could be just a ballpark figure, or you could just diverge it in a way that you're not giving out the real number, whichever way you're comfortable with. And if you're not, then you could probably just share your GMV a month, and then I'm sure people who need to figure out will figure out how much you make a month.
So GMV, I would say last 6 months, GMV has been over 60K.
Wow, that's good. And how much was your GMV like in November alone? Because I know that's the biggest month for most of us.
November was just under 100, I believe.
So you almost reached that 100K mark in there.
So commission-wise, I'll tell you, my best month commission-wise, 13,700.
That's insane, right?
So that's my best month. That's my best month. But you remember when we were saying earlier, where you have your best month and then you have a low month? So even if that low month's 5,000, you're still like, that's not good enough. But come on, that's still good. Let's go.
It's absolutely. I mean, 13,000. I mean, if anyone knows, like an average UK salary today is about 28,000. So you look at it, I mean, you have a couple of months similar to the big months, like you said, and you have already sorted out your minimum salary now. I mean, I'm not saying plan for something like that, but it just, you know, sometimes because people think it's not secured, you can be, you know, like a roller coaster ride, but still those just couple of months out of 12 months would give you enough money where you're sorted for the entire 12 months. And the rest is your bonus, whatever you're making on the other month.
Exactly.
So
these are the opportunities that this throws. You know, it really does. Did I see myself in this position a year ago, like we said earlier? Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
It's been amazing so far.
No, it's really inspiring. And thank you for sharing your numbers as well. So let's just come down to like a little bit on the video level. because you've already shared your GMV, you've already said how much you made the most in any month. How much is the most money you made from the most viral video?
Most viral video.
It doesn't have to be exact. It
Do
doesn't
you
have
know
to be
what?
exact.
In terms of the most viral video, it must be 10,000 off maybe. I'm not sure. Maybe no, probably more than that actually. Probably it might even be 20. But that's over a period. That's over a period. Let's not forget.
It doesn't matter. It's just one video you made one time.
Yeah, but you got to think these videos as well. This is just for everyone watching. So these videos, it's not just a 1 month thing. These videos, they, like I said earlier, one of my videos took off for about 4 months. It was making sales. It then stopped to a halt. So whether it went out of stock or whatever it was, and then it took off again. So if you add in the commission from both parts of that period, then yeah.
I mean, obviously
nice...
we are not. Yeah, I mean, one video, you still created only one video. So that's why I talked about digital asset. It's like your digital asset. It's constantly bringing you money. But just imagine, like one video.
Yeah.
I don't know how long the video was, but you were able to generate almost 10 to 20,000.
Most of my videos are always under 1 minute. Always under 1 minute. I always try to get my videos. If it's a video of a product that everyone knows, I don't know, a Kit Kat or a Dr. Pepper or whatever, they tend to be my shorter videos. So they're normally under 20 seconds. Anything tech or whatever that may be, or clothes, they're always under 1 minute. I'll try and get them to around 40 seconds if I can, as long as I can get all the detail in there of, if it's got zip pockets or drawstrings or a hood, tends
Absolutely
to be about...
understand that. I think you have to kind of work out because by the time you have started and created like multiple videos, you know what works for you. Yeah. And there are some products you need to spend more time because you have to give out technical details. Where something like a Kit Kat, obviously you're not talking about ingredients,
exactly.
Right? So
and
it's just about how good the offer is.
Some videos you need to be careful what you say because of them violations.
Oh man, that's another story. I think I need to do like a joint podcast with everyone just to have a discussion on violations and everything sometimes. Yeah. But
I had one video doing very, very well. And that was nutrition. That was nutrition products. And it was a bundle. And it was doing really, really well, making good sales. And then I got a violation and they took the link, the sales link off the video. Done me.
And you can't edit the video back as well. Which is, I hope if TikTok is here, listening to one of these podcasts, give us a way to kind of re-edit the videos, or maybe just swap the link if something goes out of stock and it's been relisted as well, because some videos are going so well and then suddenly you have to stop using those link. So hopefully, I think TikTok is so fast evolving, they will definitely bring in, more such options as well. Before we end this podcast, any last advice for anyone who's already a starter creator or someone who's not been able to yet take that leap of faith? What would be your advice to them?
Give it a chance. Give it a chance. For me, 14 years in the British Army, would I see myself selling stuff on TikTok Shop? No. Am I doing it? Yes. Am I enjoying it? Yes. Does it feel like a business? Do I see it as a business? Yes. Do I enjoy everything I do every single day? Yes. Do I get more freedom? Yes. Do I see my kids and family all the time? Yes. Do it.
Well, coming out right from your star creator, Dean. Once again, Dean, thank you so much, for taking time to share your journey and all the insightful knowledge. So once again, thank you for that. Guys, if you have any questions for Dean or me, make sure to pop that in the comment section below and we will make sure that we answer them for you. Once again, guys, thank you so much for tuning into this particular episode of Talkcast. Make sure to subscribe, hit the bell icon so that you don't miss out on the upcoming episodes featuring one creator, one brand, and one story at a time. See you in the next one. And thank you once again for tuning in. Thank you, Dean.
Thank you.